Welcome back, everyone, to another amazing episode of Hotel Talk. And today I have with us one of our very own, Roberto Ioannides, who is our gym instructor here at St. Raphael Resort and Marina, down in Serenity Spa, with all a lovely team. And he's also a kinesiologist, which he's going to tell us a little bit more about that. And we're going to have this podcast talking about lots of things, but centering really on health and exercise and wellness and so much more, with lots of hopefully useful tips for all the listeners. So Roberto, thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's a great honor to be a part of a podcast. Always it was a dream of mine to be in front of a camera, to actually get to feel that nice adrenaline tension, because I'm an adrenaline addict myself since involved into sports and health and all that. Adrenaline and endorphins are the most important part of the process, because adrenaline keeps you alive practically and makes you feel all those emotions of happiness and dopamine and all those things. And
well, it's a pleasure to have you on. I know that you've wanted to come on, so hopefully we're ticking one of your bucket lists now by being part of a podcast. So let's start off with a little intro about you, because you're not a standard, let's say, background. You're a mixture, like me and like many people on this podcast. We're all cocktails of globalization. So
exactly.
I love it. So tell us a little bit about you.
So I was born in Cyprus, but my father is Cypriot and my mother is from Finland. So I got that mixture of hot and cold blood inside me. But when cold comes, I'm definitely not a Finnish person. I'm as Cypriot as it comes in the matter of feeling cold. So yes, nothing about Finnish over there.
And you grew up here?
I grew up right here in Limassol, yes. When I was 12 years old, my parents decided to send me to school in Spain, because I was playing as well tennis in a very high level. Stayed in Spain for 4 years, finished my high school. And
with them, did they move? Or were you
no, they stayed in Cyprus because of their works. They couldn't just leave their works. They decided to send me on an age of 12 years old. Then I finished with.
So where did you stay when you were?
I stayed
12?
until 16 years old in the academy. The tennis academy was.
So it was like a boarding school.
Yes, exactly. That was focusing on athletes that wanted to become professional tennis players.
But you did obviously academic lessons as well.
Absolutely.
But, wow.
Every single day, absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Yes, it was a great journey. I started actually with my journey on traveling a lot. I traveled to Spain, I finished school, then came back to Cyprus, done the military.
So at 16 you came back?
17 and a half. Came back when I immediately finished school. I was lucky enough to jump a year. I jumped a year. Then came back, did my military service for 6 months. Then went to university in Italy.
So you only had to do 6 months military?
Not really, but I kind of terminated my military service based on some judgments that were not helpful for my life. To be honest, I didn't like the thought of wasting some of my time, which is precious, especially in a young age, so I could develop my personal skills faster and to start working on myself and on my job even faster than having to waste maybe 2 years of my life and not being able to generate and exploit myself on those 2 years.
Fair enough. And so what did you do afterwards?
Afterwards, I went to Italy, to university in Florence. I started in Florence while I was doing the Italian language as well, because the university was in Italian.
So do you speak Spain and
Spanish
Italian?
and Italian, yes.
Amazing.
As well, Finnish, English and Greek. I'm starting to learn some Russian since we have so many Russians here in Cyprus. It's a lovely language as well. My journey then finished in Italy after 4 years of my university degree. Then came back to Cyprus, worked for a year and a half, and then had this feeling that still Cyprus was not, still I didn't want to settle down, and went to Maldives for 6 months, worked there for 6 months as a tennis director and fitness coach, and then officially came back, and here I am at St. Raphael Resort.
So why hotels? Like, what was it about hotels? Because you could have gone to a gym, you could have gone to an academy.
So in our family, there is let's say, prehistorical things with the hotels. My mom used to work in the Four Seasons Hotel as a beauty therapist. My dad used to work here near in Elias in Grand Resort as a bar manager. So we have a historical thing with hoteliers,
hotels.
with serving people, with getting to know more people, their stories, and to assist them in.
So you must have grown up just around it and hearing it, and it just being so normal.
Yes, exactly, and I love it. I couldn't find a better place for me at the moment. Yes, so many different things you are doing at the spa, at the tennis court, at the gym, then maybe at the sea if a client want to go to the sea to have a workout. It's fantastic. There's
the location.
These possibilities to do anything. That's what I like of my job, the variety of things I'm doing.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that. One of the aims of this podcast actually is to highlight to so many people just what an interesting role and career path it is to work in hotels.
Yes.
Because every day is different and we meet so many fascinating people. We learn so much. And those people are, of course, are on Hotel Talk, many of them. And we meet people that we work with, but also that our clients and customers. So that's so nice. So let's focus a little bit on sports then, your big love. You are now a tennis instructor and quite a good one. I say this not from personal experience, but I can see it in the bookings. I mean, people are coming from all over Limassol at the moment to utilize
even
your
from Nicosia as well. I have a few clients,
imagine
once a week.
I mean, coming from literally all over the island to have a lesson with you and really enjoy and explore tennis. And actually, I read a recent study where it's now been proven that any racket sport is one of the best sports you can do for your brain development.
Absolutely.
So not just physical.
It gives you a 9.7% of life expectancy more. So 9.7 years more than a person that wouldn't practice racket sports. So it's a significant amount of life given extra.
Is that because of the coordination?
It's because of two main reasons. Because it's a full body sport, so you exercise mostly 90% of your muscles, even 99% of your muscles, and you exercise your brain a lot. Because in tennis you must think before the action happens, so you can prepare yourself earlier. Same with all the racket sports. So you need to have a preparation before and a strategy in between and the end point. So you tend to exercise your brain in a matter that it's heavy. It's a heavy exercise to play tennis or racket sports for the brain. So our brain is capable of
exercise.
Yes, absolutely.
And also I read, one of the big side benefits is that it's not a contact sport. So with many other sports, your head might be knocked in some way or you're moving. And of course that doesn't happen in tennis. So,
no, absolutely not. So you don't have any kind of brain damage, let's say, on that. Because let's say in football, people think that there is no brain damage, but imagine a person hitting a ball when it comes from up in the sky and going with the head with it. It impacts a bit your neurons. At the end of the path. Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, what makes a good tennis instructor?
A good tennis instructor, in my opinion, like I like to work with my students, it's the one that doesn't shy away from his failure. And he analyzes day by day, client by client, writes down notes of each client, trying to adjust on that failure. And I don't like to call it a failure, because from a failure you get to know more about your coaching skills, your personality, than if something went successfully. Yes, successfully you're going to get that satisfaction of the dopamine. He played well, things I said are good. But the important thing is when you a good coach is when somebody fails on a specific shot or day, to enhance that person's belief as well, because especially beginners, when they fail in one day, maybe they get emotional and they stop entirely on working on that sport because of, let's say, how difficult it is. So a good coach is the one that analyzes as well the weaknesses and analyzes the bad day and makes it a good one.
Turns the negative experience into a positive one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And it's failures that we learn. Arseni, the Tiramisu King, if you heard that podcast here, I never forget the way he said it. He was like, I love failures. I love it. I love failing because that's how I get better at things. That's how I keep trying. And you fail and you stand up again and you go for it.
Exactly. It's very important to fail.
Yeah, I think sports in general is quite good for that. So, out of all the sports, because obviously you must have done quite a lot growing up.
I've done two. I've done a lot of sports, experimented on a lot of sports, but actually two remained and stay with me, and they will stay with me till I leave from this earth. So, tennis and martial arts. I've been dedicated. Especially after my injury with tennis, I've dedicated myself a bit more in martial arts. I've been doing MMA. Also for my university, used to participate in some fights as well with the university. It was a good experience, and as well mentally, it helped me. One sport helped me to find the other better. So they worked together nicely over the years, and then decided to stop competing in the MMA industry because, okay, as we said, with the brain damage and all these things, I didn't consider that for a long period of time. Just wanted to deal with that adrenaline rush. Don't know why I keep always finding things to do that have a high amount of adrenaline impact on you. Sports.
Well, it is addictive, isn't it?
It is. Yes, and now recently I'm also
got endorphins, got dopamine. You can go on like some of the others.
Let me
it's not quite the kick, but yeah.
And recently I was diplomated as well as a Krav Maga instructor. I've done also some Krav Maga in my life. Krav Maga is an Israeli martial art of militaries. They don't. It's not exactly a martial art because it's not a sport, but they use it in military purposes. So it's more called as a personal defense.
Okay.
Yes.
So my question is, why those sports? Like out of everything, I mean, was it just because you were good at it? Was it
because those sports ignited something inside me? And I'm gonna tell this to many people. Either it is a sport you are doing, either it is a job you are doing. If you don't feel that ignitement, that fire, that feeling of, okay, I'm in the right place, then you shouldn't be in that place. If you don't feel that is, okay, this is the thing for me. This is very important because everybody has their own feelings, their own. Okay, I felt something here. So in both of these two sports, I fall in love with them since from the first day. So it's even I say now I'm having goosebumps because it's my passion. It was my hobby, became my job. I was an amateur, became a professional in both sports. So, and now I'm teaching them both. And you guys just need to find the spark inside you.
Very, very wise words. So for somebody who is embarking on a journey of fitness, I mean, we're seeing the beginning of 2024. Lots of people will have it on their New Year's resolution list, as always.
Absolutely.
Get fit,
Absolutely.
Go to the gym, lose 5 kilos, whatever. I mean, it's all these different things. Run a marathon, and by most people, by the end of January, they've already forgotten it. But
exactly.
What is the most important part of fitness, and what would your advice be to those people who are saying, I want to get fit this year, this month, this week, I want to start this journey?
My words to those people are to stop putting a date. I'm going to start in 1 week. I'm going to start next year. I'm going to start in tomorrow. or I'm going to quit smoking in 1 week from now, or anything like that. Start. Just start. Never
just do it, as Nike says.
Exactly. Never put on yourself some time to think about things. No. Just
procrastination.
Exactly. Just do it. Deal with the discomfort, because in anything you do, you want to be good at it. You want to be great at it. You must feel the discomfort of it. That's how you achieve success, with that push of discomfort that you bring yourself to success. And yes, if there is a date for somebody to start, forget about it. Start immediately and stay consistent. That's the key, consistency.
So where do you think most people go wrong?
Most people go, I believe,
because I mean, we have a crisis now in the Western world. I mean, people are unfit, they're overweight. It's a huge percentage of, I mean, the average American, a lot of Europeans.
Absolutely.
So where are people going wrong?
They're going wrong, I believe, so in a very, and it's a psychological, I believe it's a psychological path they are doing wrong. It's the thought of, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to get tired. No, you exercise. Okay, if you've never exercised before, you're going to cry for 2 weeks.
The truth.
Let's be honest. You're going to suffer for 2 weeks, but then your body adapts and you get less tired when you are on your daily work. So,
and also you have endorphins released, so
adrenaline, you're more happier. Exactly. So if people are thinking, oh, I'm going to get tired and I'm not going to have energy to do the rest of the things, forget about it. Keep your exercise and don't think on getting tired.
So don't think of the negatives, think of the positives.
Exactly. The positives fitness can give you. But so many people are talking about these things, positive impact of fitness and all these ways. But there is so many different types of people. So every person should be treated by his personalized fitness coach or gym member in his specific way. Not so many people like gyms. Introduce them to sports. People don't like sports. Introduce them to gyms, outdoor activities, indoor activities. Walking. There's so many things that can match with all the types of people.
And aren't we lucky in Cyprus? I mean, 11.5 months of the year we can be outside all the time.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. We can swim in the sea most of the year. Things are free as well.
Yes.
I mean, we've even got beautiful outdoor gyms now.
Yes.
So that's what I wrote a blog actually recently for my community Farah's club that's about movement. Just move throughout the day, because in studies on longevity, people who live the longest, all of them have in common that they move. And throughout the day, it's not just, I'm sitting at a desk for 10 hours working and I'm an entrepreneur and then I go and do my hour in the gym. No. It's they might walk to work in the morning, or they might just get up every hour to go and get their herbal tea or move around or go and walk around the block. It's so important to keep moving.
Exactly.
So that's part of I said, and if you can start your day off with 1,000 steps,
that's
fantastic. You're 10% there, from what we should be doing every day.
Exactly.
So by the time you sit on your desk, just have done, and it's so easy to do it, 1,000 steps, if you break it into. Yeah.
It's not obligatory to do a certain amount of hours in the gym, in your sport or anything like that. Just do a bit, day by day. It's the consistency. Then your body will get adapted and your body will scream, I need it. And then you will need it. Then when you don't exercise, you're going to feel sick. It's just that consistency about in the beginning.
Well, you just won't feel at your best. Whereas when you're not, your body's used to that feeling. It's not that it's happy. It's just, got used to surviving as opposed to thriving.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How nice. So, dare I ask, I don't know if I want to get into this subject because we might have varying views, but nutrition. So what should people be eating to optimize their health? And if you say steaks, I'm going to throw you out of this podcast room.
Look. my point of view is people should be getting, no matter how they get those nutrients, is it vegan way, is it meat way, people should be getting their essential nutrients and minerals and vitamins daily. Doesn't matter how they get them. To be honest with you, I like both meat and vegan food, and but the end of the train is to get those nutrients for my body, not how the food is going to smell, not how the food is going to look, even taste. The importance is the nutrients to be given to the body so it can perform and grow and be more healthy.
Optimize, yeah.
Yes.
And of course, water.
Water is the essential. Water is essential. We are 70% of our body is water. It's
I think more. Yeah.
It's
I'm going to drink some water now.
Women 2.5 to 3 liters a day. Men 3.5 to 4 liters a day. It's a must. It's a must. You'll be surprised if you push yourself to drink that 2.5 or 3 liters a day. You're going to be so surprised on how your mood, on how your body and mentality can change with that over oxygenating your body with that water.
Yeah, and people forget, but our brains are all water. So when we're dehydrated, everything shrinks, including our brains.
Yes.
So we need to keep ourselves hydrated.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just a simple headache sometimes, just a nagging pain sometimes. They just need some water. Maybe you're dehydrated and you're feeling all these things. No need to go to the doctors and go get those Panadol pills and all these things, which I'm not really on medicines and all these things. Yes, medicine has improved life
when we need
it, but essential things that you can get from food and try to avoid medicine if you can get it from food.
Yeah. So you've obviously grown up with all these different languages and backgrounds and so many other advantages and disadvantages that come with being cross-cultural. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about that? I've had other people who've also spoken about.
Yeah. First of all, the benefits of being multicultural, being traveling the world are more than the negatives. So much more where I can start. We will never finish this podcast if I start. But I'm going to say the key words and the key things I believe. The outgoing, that it changes your life. It makes you much more outgoing. Your perspective changes. You see different cultures in a different way. You empathize more because you see people are maybe in a worse situation or a better situation than you. So you evaluate and you get to, like we say in Greek, I cannot find the word in English, ektimas. You get to feel for for the people around you more. More you travel, more you speak with people. The negative things, I've lost a few friends in the process of traveling a lot, but it's not really negative because the people that didn't stay with you, they were not meant to stay with you. So the people that stayed, the few ones, so I cannot really say that there is negatives, to be honest with you. There is only positives.
Oh, nice. That's amazing. So what's your favorite quote?
Ooh, it's a spicy one. It's a really spicy one. I have it also tattooed on my body. It's a coin. It's right over here. You guys can see it. Basically, it has on a clepsydra. It's a time. Switch the time.
Like the egg timer. Yeah, the sand timer.
There's a skull and there is a rose. So time, death, and life. The quote is "Memento mori," and it's gonna stay with me forever because even when I say it now, it gives me goosebumps memento mori means remember that one day you will die. So remembering that every single day should be performed on your 100%. Live it on your 100% because one day you're going to die. You cannot do something about this. It's inevitable for everyone. It's a sad quote, but it gives a tremendous amount of motivation to myself on living every single minute, every single second, not allowing negativity to impact that seconds that I have on this earth, and to be more loving to the people around me, to my guests, to be living this life as much as I can with as much as passion possible, because we're gonna go. So better do it now. Yes.
Well, you are definitely a positive person, so I think a lot of people can learn a lot from you from listening to this. Bonus question, my dear.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I'll read it to you.
Yeah, here you go.
Let's see, first of all, so this is from Laura, Design with Moss, who was a guest on this podcast. And I can't believe, actually, it's a question that I think you might have just answered.
Yeah.
What is your favorite flower?
Oh, my favorite flower.
You did just mention a rose, but it might be something else.
To be honest with you, it's a different type of rose. It's the black rose.
Okay.
Very beautiful. Yeah, I know it's a bit dark.
But I don't think, does black roses exist in nature? Aren't they dyed?
To be honest with you, I'm not such a deep flower person.
I don't think they're.
But
yeah,
I don't know if they purchase some coloring on them or anything like that. But why black rose? Because it's deep. When you see it, blackness, darkness is deep, and what that gives me is they cannot. In the universe, in our thoughts, there is always the light in the darkness. Always in the universe, there's the stars, the sun. In our minds, it's the positive thoughts that bring you the light to be more positive and more happy in your life. So that's why the black rose. The red rose, okay, it's red. Black has more depth inside it.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Welcome.
Roberto, it's been really fascinating talking to you. And I think a lot of people would have gained a lot. I hope that your enthusiasm never leaves you. Your positivity will always keep growing. And I hope that you will instill that in so many people that you meet along the way, because it is contagious and it's wonderful. So always stay as you are.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. And I hope I can make more people contagious with this passion and the positivity.
For sure. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, dear.